What is good, ladies and gentlemen? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. The Wavy Football Show is here again. We are talking about Manchester United versus PAOK. Big win in the Europa League today. I got my brother, Elite Pundit, with me. What is going on, my guy, Brian?
Well, at least we're winning games and not losing as much
Yep.
anymore.
Yep.
Which is what I expected with Ruud van Nistelrooy. We don't. If you're not going to play fantastic football from 90 minutes, at least win the game. So
Facts.
we're not losing. So we know we need to improve the way we play. There's so many instances where you're like, the quality of this team is like shocking, but then also I'm also worried that this team has been coached poorly for 2 years as well. So it's hard to tell where's the level of this team because Ahmad finally is getting goals. Like he got 2 goals today. He hasn't been playing enough for me. So you're like, where do you place Ahmad in terms of quality? You don't know. We don't know. Where do you place Hoyland? Where do you place Garnacho? So people think they're shit, but like, are they fully shit? Like what level are they? I'm not exactly sure because I think the system we play in attack is not the best.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with everything. I'm honestly this game. My two biggest takeaways were number one, I'm glad that we got a full-time manager in ASAP. I'm really glad that we did that because I think if we had a full year of an interim manager, it would have been really bad. I think it would have been a roller coaster still. We would have had some tough losses. It would probably tainted Rude's legacy. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just glad because the football is not great. Like, I did not think, I thought we played well for the first like 20 minutes and then 25 minutes. And then after that, like, it just got really, really, really sloppy. Um, Garnacho was sloppy the whole game. That he, I'm telling you, I've said on multiple lives that I think there's a player in there, but
Uh,
the quality sometimes is jarring, is very, very jarring. Like that, it just the amount of misplaced passes, the decision making, man, it's just it frustrates me. But then the other takeaway is that Ahmad was class
it was
today.
really good. It
He
was
was
really good.
really, really good today, especially in the beginning of the game. I thought he had a little spell where he struggled a little bit, but then he got back, right? He bounced back and he played so well. Like he's our best winger. I don't know how he wasn't getting consistent game time. Like I'm sorry, like the fact that it seems like Garnacho is an undroppable figure at the club right now is, and then we have Ahmad sitting on the bench. To me, it's just like, how does that happen? How does that?
Um, I I don't want to crash out on Garnacho too much because this is the same thing that the problem I had with Rashford when Rashford broke through. Even though I think Rashford was more talented than Garnacho, he just had more to his game. But coaching, you need coaching. You need someone that's going to take you out of the limelight. Say you need to be benched. You can't play. You're not going to play for a few games. You need to sit on the bench and watch the game and see what the senior players do. But we don't really have that. So for me, it's like we've put him onto this pedestal on this level where he's not at, and it's not his fault. He can only do so much as a person. Improve your attitude, improve the way you are as a person, and the way you conduct yourself on the pitch in terms of making the right decisions. But your coach is the one that's overseeing your behavior. And for the last 2 years, we haven't developed players at this club. Players we sign, players we bring through the academy, even like Kobe Manu, for instance, has regressed. So it's like for me, if someone as talented as Kobe is not looking as good as you think he is, what's someone like Ganacho going to look like? Like, I look at all of them on the same spectrum. We're not coaching these guys to do the right things. And if you don't have a system that gets the best out of your players, they're going to look bad. They're going to look poor. And, people are like signing on a forward. I'm like, yes, cool. We can do that. And I think if you sign someone with more quality, you see more individual ability. But in terms of a team structure, the way we play, man, the way we play, we make it so difficult. There's so much space in between our forward line. Like the passing is so like you just need to watch the way we play. Hoyland will get the ball. The next pass he has on is like 10 yards away, 15 yards away. That's not how you break down teams. You think you're breaking down a team by being so far together? There's a reason when Arsenal play, you see Odegaard and Saka so close to each other. Without that, Arsenal's attack has looked dead. That axis of having them playing so close to themselves is what allows them to do one-twos, play through teams and not whatnot. But who's Hoyland doing that way? Who's Ahmad doing that way? Who's Garnacho doing that way? Garnacho is you're isolating Garnacho for what reason? Why are we isolating Garnacho? He's not a 1v1 specialist. So why are you isolating him with the fullback? It's just we're not utilizing our attackers the right way. You should never isolate someone like Garnacho. You shouldn't even do the same with Ahmad. There's no forward in our team that I'm like, you should have them isolate the 1v1. There's no benefit to it because they're not 1v1 specialists. If you had Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side, sure, maybe, yeah, go ahead. But like, where's the benefit? Garnacho is ending up never getting the ball into the box. He's never crossing it. He's losing possession and he's making a decision, at least 60% the wrong decision most of the time. So yeah, poor coaching, poor individual decision making, and overall quality not the best. But for me, I'd say coaching is this huge part of the problem because without it, even with good players, we're still going to see issues.
No, I agree. I agree. That being said, I do think there's certain players that have played so much. It's like you do see that even when there are, the team isn't playing well, there's certain players that still they just do things of a certain level, and there's just certain players where I'm like, I don't know if they're ever going to let it click, but I am willing to give players a new lease of life under the new manager. I think that there are good signs in this team. I thought, today I thought Casemiro and Ugarte, I thought they'd look good today. I thought that for the most part, Ugarte is growing on me as a player. I think
he's getting more confident.
Yeah, he's getting more confident, and I think that he's not. How do I explain it? I still see him ending up being more of an 8, where like he's still sitting a lot. I don't think we're using him to his full capabilities, but he's doing a good job. Like he's done a good job these last couple of games. I can't criticize him really, and I think Casemiro has been good. Like he's been good the last few games. I really can't criticize his performances. I think he's retained the ball well. He's moving the ball quickly when he does receive the ball. So I think there is something for Ruben Amorim to like have a base to start with. If it's Casemiro, Ugarte in midfield, and then you have, I don't know, whatever the Ahmad and Rashford and whatever it is, I don't know. But I think he has a base to start from where we have our defense is good. Like we have I think we have good defenders. I thought the whole back four performed well today.
Yeah.
Considering that we didn't look good going forward, I thought that, they had 48% possession. Like it was like not like we dominated possession by any stretch of the imagination. Like our defenders had to defend, and I think Mazraoui looked very good. Evans and Lindelof, in my opinion, looked good. Diallo looked like he has something to start with. Like people have been talking about this team as if we don't have players. Like no. Like I'm really interested to see where he can take players that I don't even trust. What can he do with Garnacho? You know what I mean? What can he do with Hoyland? What can he do with players like that where I've been critical of them, but it's like there's something, there's got to be more there than what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I know I'm seeing a lot of comments and people are saying that they're on Hoyland and Hoyland is not very good, but guys, what striker has been good for us since Ten Hag? None. Weghorst came in. I know he's not the best striker in the world, but he just was never really in the box. It was used as this baseboard link player, and we keep doing this with all our strikers. I talked about this on Twitter. You can't be in two places at once, guys. You just can't. It's not possible. So if you're requiring Hoyland to be this link player, it's going to be hard for him to get in the box. He's going to have to be doing 20, 30-yard sprints to maybe get on the edge of a ball. Maybe. It's exhausting. And that is if he holds up the ball. Not to give him excuses, but like we don't pass into him enough. You're not giving him the ball, and you're not trusting him enough. He's the kind of player you need to constantly give the ball to, even if he has a poor touch. You keep feeding him the ball. It's one thing if he's constantly getting the ball and he's constantly losing it, but we give him the ball maybe once, twice in a 45-minute match, and you lose it once and everybody then loses their mind. I'm like, guys, this is not no volume here. There's no volume of anything for me to see like, okay, this is a guy that maybe really needs to work on his touch, or he's just not getting the ball enough. Because I see with the same thing with Zexi. Yes, Zexi drifts about. Yes, Zexi is more technical, more good, but we're not giving the ball enough either when he plays. We don't give him the ball. So what am I supposed to do to judge the strikers with? There's nothing. There's nothing. They are suffering in this system. The system is being catered to our inside forwards getting the ball to shoot. That's it. That's the reality. So if our inside forwards are the ones being catered to shoot, which makes zero sense because you buy a profile like Hoyland, that's makes zero sense. With Zexi, it makes a little bit more sense because of his profile of player, but then we don't give him the ball enough to link play. So the ball profiles we're using completely shit.
No,
Like, so I don't know, man. It's tiring.
I think we're gonna begin to dominate possession again. That's what's gonna be very exciting. Like we're gonna have like long spells of possession. Like we really don't have that.
Yeah,
we don't keep the ball for 5-6 minutes at a time. Like that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see that, and then it becomes incumbent on the players. It's like, okay, the system is allowing you guys to create more chances. And then we can see like, okay, is this guy just missing chances? Is he just making the wrong decisions? But the structure is there and he's still making the wrong decisions. So it's going to be, I'm just excited, man. We're like, right now we're in like purgatory. You know what I mean? We're like, we're in no man's land. You feel me? We're in no man's land where it's like, listen, this is I'm happy we needed the 3 points. Now we're kind of comfortable in that table where we're in a playoff spot, right? So before it was looking very booky, like, hey, are we even going to get a playoff spot? But now it's like, okay, I don't know who we face next in the Europa League, but it's probably we'll have Amarim there, and we should be
okay.
We should be okay. Exactly, we should be okay. So then we move, and then even again against Leicester, it's like. It's
going to be a tougher game.
It's going to be a tougher, because PAOK, man, I don't think they're better than Leicester. Honestly, I don't know.
It's going to be a tougher game because I think Leicester will learn from where they made mistakes with last time we played them in the cup. Are we playing home or away? Are we playing away?
I think it's away.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tougher game. I don't think they have the best defense, so they're going to be open. So if we're clinical again, we should win. But we've had issues with being clinical. So in the past, in Premier League especially. But it's down to us being clinical because we do have issues. We don't have the most physically robust team, in my opinion. Even though I thought Casemiro played well today, even though I thought Ugarte played well today, they still don't have that physical dominance for me. Casemiro in certain situations, his body is just stiff. He can't run us alongside a player. So he tends to go to the ground for me too often. And Ugarte for me is just, if he reads the game wrong and he launches into a challenge, he runs back, don't get me wrong, but if he misses it, he's not going to have that physicality to just like stick onto a player even when they turn out of him. So I don't know. We still need more quality. We still need a lot of quality. I like Ugarte. I think Amorim will get more out of him. I think Amorim will get more of a lot of players. But we still need a lot of quality, especially in the forward line. Guys, you can get away with having kind of the stinky defense. You can't get away with having a stinky attack. You just can't. You look at Arsenal this season. Like, they have the best defense you could argue in the Premier League in terms of players. But yeah, that attack, stinky. They can't score a goal. So that's where we are. Well, much worse. So imagine that. I don't know. Man, Amorim has a hard job on his hands, if I'm being honest.
He absolutely has a hard job. Casemiro Ugarte works, but on the ball, it's just Casemiro doing all the work, which is not good. My concern for Amorim is our midfield profiles, not enough pace and power. Best defense, same concede goal. Sorry, best defense, same concede goals as United. Yeah. So listen, he has a big job. I'm not expecting
Mm.
us to go on like a 10 game unbeaten run as soon as he gets here, but what I do expect is that we have a shape. Like I do
Mm.
expect that because he has an international break to work with the players for a couple of weeks. So I want to at a minimum I want to see a shape. Like that's what I want
Mm.
to see. And if there's mistakes, whatever, like that's gonna happen. But I want to see like okay, this is how we are trying to play now, and we might struggle, but we're gonna get better. We're gonna get
Okay.
better. You know what I mean? I think at a minimum we should do that. You know what I mean? Like it's international coaches get 2 weeks with players and then they can scrunch up a shape. So yeah,
What
that's
do
that.
you What do you think about Guy Carres? Do you think he's someone that we should target or not?
Great question. Honestly, yes. He's an interesting player in that the numbers are insane. Like he's 65 goals in 67 games is no matter where you can be playing little league, bro. I don't know. Like that is insane numbers. Like it's
Mhm.
insane numbers. Um, I think if he has someone to feed, if he has chances created for him, he will score goals. Like he's of that ilk. Like I think he will score goals. At the end of the day, for me, Hoyland and Xerxes, yes, are they potentially good players? Absolutely, but I thought about this because I like Xerxes. Like you've seen, I've given him a lot of credit for his abilities, but I thought to myself, I'm like, is he even better than is he better than like Louis Saha?
No, we can't even compare him to Louis Saha, bro. Louis
No,
Saha
like he's
was
way better,
really good,
way
really like
better. I'm just saying, like, but you see what I'm saying? Like, is he better than Ollie? Like, no, he's not. Like, he's not a better player than him. Like, so I'm just saying, like, we just need better. Like, and it, like, I understand, like, once we have a system that creates more chances, maybe we see more out of these players.
he won't play as the main nine, right? So if we
Mm,
play a 3-4-3, I can see him playing as one of those tens,
you're
right?
correct.
No,
Xer-
Xerxes.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah,
where that's where I really see him getting more game time and being given freedom to move around
yeah,
because he
yeah.
looks like kind of player to me that needs that. He
That's
needs that
space.
freedom.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
So
I completely agree. But again, it's just like for me, it's we just need a proper striker. Like we just need someone who can like listen. I'm not a big GA guy, but when it comes to like people like again, I use this example because I think he's a great example of a striker who's not that he's not gifted technically, but he's just a bagsman. That's Lukaku.
he's actually more gifted technically than people give him credit for.
No, I'm not even talking about Gilchrist. I'm talking about. I'm using like Lukaku as an
Okay,
example.
okay, okay.
So like
Yeah,
let
I
me
see.
like Lukaku as an example is like, yes, he's not the most. He doesn't have the greatest ability in the world, but he just scores goals wherever he's
Mhm.
been. He just scores goals. Like even at United, bro, he was scoring like that first season. He scored a ton of goals. Like
You know what it is?
you know what
Is
I
the
mean?
ability to attack the box.
Yeah.
Gyökerek's ability to attack the box is one of the best that I've seen in world football, because he's just so direct. It kind of reminds me of Jamie Vardy. He's that kind of if you are looking for a profile now, imagine Jamie Vardy, a bigger, stronger, more physical Jamie Vardy. So he can score with his left. Jamie Vardy scored some incredible goals, like solo
Yeah.
dribbles,
Yeah. Yeah.
being
Yeah.
able to shoot from all the angles.
Hmm.
That's Guy Corres. Like that's the profile. People, if you go into FBref reports, you see a funny name there, Luis Suarez, as
Hmm.
someone that he's kind of similar to. I don't
Hmm.
think he has the dribbling ability of Suarez, but
Hmm.
I would say he's more like a Jimmy Vardy, where he's just that tenacious player, where he's hard to stop. And if
Hmm.
he gets in a race with you, you're not getting him. You're not touching him. He has this really 5 to 10 um, acceleration that I don't think even Hoyland has. I think Hoyland in a longer distance run is hard to stop, but that first burst of pace, Gyökeres has amazing acceleration. So if you put him through, or if he's playing shoulder to shoulder with the center back, he's gone. That's what happened to City. They couldn't believe the guy's pace. Like
Hmm.
he just was gone. Immediately you play that pass through, you're not catching him. So I would love to have him. even though I love Hoyland, I still really like Hoyland, but Hoyland is 21 years old. This guy is 26, 27. He has that experience already. He's cut his teeth in the championship.
He's played in
He's
England.
done,
Yep.
yeah, he's done in Europe. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm just slightly worried that other teams now are like, I know, are looking at him. But if I'm him, your former manager, that like I hope they have a good relationship. I would just go to Man United because it makes your sense going to Arsenal right now, which their project doesn't look like as if it's going up. It's going the other way. Man City have Haaland, and Barcelona. Well, they might be looking for a striker. I don't know if they have the finances to do the deal. So
how much?
for
How
me,
much would he be going for right now? 75.
probably.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's probably like a $75 million deal. Like it's listen. He's the numbers speak for themselves. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, I think he scored 29 goals in the league last season. Right, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's a goal machine, but I just think his all round game is he's just more dangerous. You know, it's like someone, for example, watch like someone like a Luis Diaz, right? He might not be the fastest player. He's quick, don't get me wrong, but that acceleration, that 5 to 10 yard acceleration, is really where you beat a player. When you have that kind of pace, that first 5 yards, they're not catching you. That's what he has. That's what gives him that advantage. That's why it looks like he always has separation from his center backs. You know, when he's about to shoot. But we'll need to see. I mean, Amorim will want to come in and probably look at the strikers we have and make a determination. But listen, if you have a player that good, guys, when you have a striker on the market, they're few. I know people don't want to spend the budget on it, but trust me, you do it one time. If you get a good striker one time,
you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it again. It's done. Like, look at how good Mo Salah has been for Liverpool for so long. Like, if you have a good forward, it's good. You're done. You don't need to spend that money again.
I agree. And listen, we spent a lot of money on forwards. Like Hoyland was 70. I think. How much was Xerxes? 30?
I think it was 30. I think.
You know, I listen. I agree. I don't. And listen, for me, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be him. I'll be real. Just get someone who's proper. I'm not. I haven't looked through the striker market in a while. But all I care about is get a proper striker. That's it. It doesn't matter who it is to me personally. Like if you can get a striker who I think is a proper striker at 40 mil, I will be okay with it. Honestly, it doesn't. The price does not matter to me. None of that. I just think I do think it's important. I think the wing backs. Right, I think the wing backs. I think that's probably priority number one because I think
Diallo and Mazar, need two, don't we?
We need two. We realistically need two. I think that's the most important. I think that's the most important thing personally. And then after that, I think it's a striker because I do think Casemiro, Ugarte, Eriksson, Mainu. Like I think Amorim can do something with that. I think he can do something with that. We need a midfielder. We need a midfielder. Don't get it twisted. But I think I would get a world-class striker and work with those 4 midfield players. But I think we'll sign. I think we're gonna sign 4 players in the summer minimum. So
I think we need to use January window.
Yeah, for wing backs for sure.
Yeah. So I know people like Alvaro Fernandez. I don't know. I'm so traumatized.
Why are we going back to get him? I'm not a fan of that. Go. Like, why are we doing this? We should be looking for either Premier League players, in my opinion. Like, I don't want us to be doing the whole, let's go get the players that the manager used to have. Like the Gilchrist thing, I get it. He's a top player. He's a very, very good player. I'm okay with that. But I want us to start nipping the best players from your competition. Like that's how you get. That's what you do. Go take Cunha. Go raid Wolves. Go get Aït-Nouri and go get Cunha. Go to Crystal Palace. Go get Eze. Go take these players. Just go take these players.
I don't think we'll get Alvaro Fernandez, even though his price is attractive. I see the club are working because I think they want to build a really world-class team. They want to get the best of the best that they can get on the market. And Alphonso Davies, his contract is expiring. I think I think United will be looking at him, especially for this
Yeah, we should be looking
wing
at.
back role.
We
Because
should.
guys,
He's perfect. He'd be
it's the
perfect.
mentality of playing at a huge club. He is probably the most PMP player I've ever seen in my life. Like he's very hard to stop. I would love us to look at him at least because I think he would do really well in the 3-4-3. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
At the left back, I would have been concerned, but the 3-4-3, I'm like,
Bro,
okay.
he would be perfect. Like the left midfielder, just ask him to get forward and then in defense, track back and be a one man. Bro, he's not the most perfect player, but he's been playing at a high level for a long time, winning trophies in that league for a long time. Like and for his international team, he's done good things.
He's the best player. He's their best player.
He's their best player, and he's like actually won things for Canada. Like, like you're not gonna get much better than that at that position. Like you're really not. So
I don't want question marks. I don't want because if we go into the season next season, like is Fernandez going to be the player? You're like now, but with Davies, you're like, yeah, I know what we're getting. We know what we're getting.
Absolutely,
so,
you know what you're getting.
Guys, we can do much better in that position. Right wing back, I think Diallo will be fine, and I think Masraoui will be fine.
Yeah.
The problem then is, we have Amas, we have Harry Amas as well, which and to be honest, people were questioning his defensive ability, which is still going to be needed even in the wing back position. But to have him in the 3-4-3 will still be good. So maybe we don't need two per se. We just need Alphonso Davies. If we just got the one, I'd be very happy.
JJ, we need him. Let me let you know we need him. Like, if you think Mazraoui and Diallo, we can just cope with that, no way. We need a left back. Like, we need a left back, like a left wing back. Like, those are right. Listen, Mazraoui and Diallo have been very serviceable at left back, but they are both right backs. Like, we need a left-footed left wing back. Like, that is critically important. Luke Shaw cannot be trusted. Malacia cannot be trusted. Harry Amos is a baby. He hasn't proved anything at this level. Like, we need a left wing back. It is critical in this system that we're playing. Oh man, needs that.
Yeah. Oh, if you have Amas, why you bring back Voro Fernandez, guys? We already have one. We have both of them at the club, and I think the club decided Amas was the more talented player to keep. So at the end of the day, I think if you go get Davis, you're making a huge statement. You're bringing a player that's like, listen, I've done all the things I can do at Bayern. I want to go somewhere else and achieve more. So he's going to come into a team, be more hungry. And I don't think his wages are that ridiculous, if I'm being honest with you, for a position that's going to be very important to our system. Like he's going to be crucial to the system working. So I don't mind playing a player that is crucial to the system working. So we should get that. And in midfield, for me, we need two players, guys, because Eriksen is going to go. I don't think Eriksen is useful to us. Like, he does some good things, but like, he just needs to go somewhere else where he can really contribute. And
I think he's useful to us. I don't know.
I think we can. I think we can.
We need a younger version of him. Absolutely.
Yeah. Go okay. If we're going to get a younger version of him, I could understand maybe going for without having to spend money. If we didn't have the money, Angel Gomez on it free, that would make sense, right? But I wouldn't sign Angel Gomez to be a starter. That's the problem. I would have want someone else to be a starter in that midfield that will be able to really suit the system and add more PMP in our team. The question is, who do you buy that does that? That's the question for Amorim. What does he need? Now, what's this guy's name? The Atalanta midfielder. Is he Edison?
Ederson.
I think he looks good. I think he's someone that we should consider.
I've always liked him, and he's played in the back three. I think Ederson is a proper. Like, I don't know why people don't talk about him a lot. Like, every time I watch him play, I'm like, yo, he can play. Like, he can really, really play. So
he does everything in midfield, doesn't he?
Yeah, man. And he's athletic. He gets around the pitch. You feel me? Like, he has a shot on him. Like, I think he would be perfect, like that perfect number 8, like in that 3-4-3 next to Ugarte, or he could be next to Katz, whoever. I think he'd be the perfect fit. I like
Okay.
I like Zubamendi. I agree with that. Varela. We have Kone. Kone's a baby though. He's a baby. But I wouldn't be shocked if Emerim started promoting some of these young guys. Because he's 18, is he not?
Yeah.
I think Kone is 18, so he's not like. Am I wrong about it? Somebody fact check me on that.
Edison is the guy that I would go for. If you bring in Edison and you bring in Angel Gomez on a free to replace Ericsson,
Yeah,
Edison will probably cost what, 50 million pounds? That's
yeah,
not bad.
that's not
That's
bad.
not
I
bad.
agree. I agree. Listen, we should be utilizing the free agent market way more.
Yeah.
Way more. Marcus Otto. I wouldn't pay up 100 million for Marcus Otto, bro. No way. Net profit. First of all, he's never leaving Barcelona. That's never happening. But absolutely, we do need an energetic midfielder next to Casper Menu. Yeah, Menu absolutely is going to be a big part in that too. So it gives us the ability to rotate Menu. You feel me? He doesn't have to play week in, week out. Yeah, Kone is 18, played 45 minutes in the UEFA Youth League last night. Yeah, I saw people were talking about that. He played well.
I think there's a player. To be fair, I think there's a player in that Kone guy. We just need to give him time to develop. But yeah, I would look at Edison because he does so much in midfield. He kind of reminds me of Bruno Guimaraes, where he kind of does everything in midfield. Kind of like a general specialist, which is what we need for. If you're playing two central midfielders, that's what you need. You need two players that could kind of do everything. Kobe Mino kind of does everything too, even though he's kind of weaker on the defensive side. But I think he's gonna still develop. He's still 20 years old too. So Kobe and Edison together would be really good. That would be really good.
Yeah. No, listen. I think Ineos are gonna do deals. I think they're gonna do deals that maybe people aren't. I think there's gonna be signings they make where like people are gonna be like, huh? But I think they're gonna be good signings, and I think that's a good sign. I don't think we're gonna be predicting everything just like, oh, we saw this coming or anything like that. Like it's gonna be interesting, man. And there's a lot of why aren't we looking at Guimaraes? Every summer he's linked to a team because of Newcastle FFP situation. Yeah, but he's expensive. That's the issue.
It's gonna be so expensive, and I think I mentioned in my thing on Saeed stream a couple of days ago as someone that we should look at, but because of the cost, it makes more sense to go for Edison. I think they're pretty similar in terms of the way they play anyway. So no, I would just go for Edison, who will be half the cost, and Angel Gomez potentially on a free to replace Ericsson.
Yeah, Angel Gomez on a free, Alfonso Davies on a free, bring in Ederson, bring Gyökeres. We're cooking, man. See, it's easy. The Sonic link was
Brian Twitts. You probably go back in for him as well.
Yeah, but for way cheaper too. Like way cheaper.
He doesn't want to sign a new contract.
Exactly. Yeah, why would he? Everton, man. No way. It's gonna be interesting. Any quality midfielder is expensive. Yeah, but it's like price for quality. Like listen, 100. Bruno Guimaraes is a very good player, but is he worth 100 million? No, he's not worth. He's not worth. 80. To me, he's not worth 80 million. Like, when players like Camavinga are going for like 30-something million or 20-something million, like why would you spend 100 million or 80 million on Bruno G? Like, you know what I mean? There's always somebody on the market who's cheaper that's just as good. Trust me. Trust me. There's always someone on the market who is cheaper than a perceived player who is equally as good. Equally as
will sell Mounts, to be honest, too.
Yeah,
Mount's gonna go.
Mason
Mount's
Mount,
gonna
go. He's probably he's probably our worst signing ever, man.
We haven't even talked about Anthony.
Bro, I know. Listen, Anthony's 2. Anthony was 1, but he's making a push for Anthony because at least there was like Anthony. I never liked him, but at least that first season, like he played and like he was in a team that finished in 3rd. Like he started. You know what I mean? Like even though I didn't like him as a player, he was playing and like did something. Like Mason Mount has played. I think I heard he's had 26 appearances.
Sheesh.
Like in total,
that even sounds too many.
It doesn't even feel like
it doesn't feel like that. Yeah.
What? I'm like, that is crazy. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
I was one who said, yeah, that was way too much money for him. But I still think, there's a player there. You know what I mean? But boy, oh boy, he has been a sham.
He's the kind of player Nottingham Forest to pick up. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. No, listen, would he get into that side right now?
Yeah,
Like,
If,
bro,
if they lose, what's his
is he
name?
better than Gibbs White?
If they lose Gibbs White, you never know. They might be
Man,
looking at
he's
someone.
not better than Gibbs White, though. I'm gonna tell you that for free. All this expensive signings under 10 have our shot to be our worst signings. Yeah, he's on 250K a week too. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we should definitely just get him out. And
250. It's like who's gonna take that on? Like 250K a week.
It's going to be expensive too. This is the test for Ineos, right? You have an expensive flop. How do you get rid of him? Anthony too, I think, is another one that we're going to try and get rid of.
He has to go. He has to go too.
Casemiro, unfortunately, even though I think he really fell apart last season. I think he's one. We're going to try and get rid of all the expensive flops. I think. I don't think Casemiro is an expensive flop, but I just think that we paid too much for him.
I think he's going to stay another season. I think
one more season.
I think he'll be here next season. I really do. I think Amarim would appreciate having just someone who's been there and done that, just around the changing room. Like you still need people who have been there and done that. You just can't have like a dressing room full of people who have done nothing. Because realistically, if you look, most of our team has done nothing. Like we have players who have had some experience. Like Eriksen has Champions League final experience. Casemiro's won a Champions League. De Ligt has, been played in big European games. Martinez has played in the World Cup, but we don't have a lot of big, guys who have won big trophies and honors. We really don't.
So to you, would you keep both Eriksen and Casemiro, or would you just
keep Eriksen? I'd keep Eriksen. Listen, we got him for free. He's not a net negative to the squad. I do not think he's a net negative to the squad. I'm sorry. So having him around and playing him here and there, like no problems with me. And I think he's been one of our better players this season.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I think he's been one of our better players. So like if he's not a net negative to the squad, he's not like on some massive wages or anything like that. Like Johnny Evans, very good game today, by the way. He played very well today.
Oh yeah, he played. Because listen, when Johnny Evans left, he left a lot of low opinions about him. So it's kind of funny. He played in Premier League sides and people didn't rate him that much, but in his return, I think he's actually rated more than he was when he was here previously.
I always thought he was a good player, man.
Credit to him.
I think selling him for what was it? Well, how much did we sell him for again? It was like less than 10 million. It
wasn't a lot of money.
I think it was less than 10 million. I think we sold him for less than that, and then we bought Harry Maguire, who is not better than him.
No.
We spent 80 million for him. It's like when you think about because I think Johnny Evans is better than Harry Maguire right now. I do.
Yeah, he had a better career too. So it's not even a conversation.
Yeah.
Johnny Evans has been a better center back.
I don't mind having some old wily vets around the place.
I wouldn't keep. He wants to retire, man. He was going to.
Yeah, man.
We should just let him go.
I don't mind. I just don't have an issue with people who are older in the squad. Like
you know what it is. It's for me. It's like when you're building your team sheet and like, okay, those are the players. I don't want to just keep a player because if they're going to contribute to some significant way, because let's say we have a defensive crisis, because you don't want the false sense of reality of how good your team actually is. Right? Like when Liverpool had injuries to their center backs, they would just look bare thin, So for me, I want us to know, okay, this is actually our depth in our center backs, and we're gonna have De Ligt, we're gonna have Euro, we're gonna have Martinez, we're going to have, who am I missing? So De Ligt, Euro, Martinez next season. We need to sign one though, at least at the minimum.
Yeah, I agree.
We need one more. So
yeah, I think all those guys can be squad players, like bit part squad players. I think all of them can do that. I really do. I think Casemiro can still play. I think Eriksen can be a squad player. I think Johnny Evans can be the second center back on the bench. Like the point I'm trying to make is like I do. Listen, I do, bro. I really do. I think the age thing is overblown. Like we just
I don't think
we don't need them to be starters. We just squad players, no issue. And we're still gonna sign players. Like we're gonna sign players, but
you don't want to hoard players, though. You want to sign.
We're hoarding players. We're gonna get rid of players. We will get rid of Harry Maguire will be gone.
Yep, you go.
I think Anthony will be gone. I think there's a chance.
Lindelof.
I think Lindelof is probably going to be gone. Mason
Yeah.
Mount might be gone. Like the players will be gone. Like players will leave. Like even the players I mentioned, I'm sure one or two of them will be gone. So it's like the point I'm trying to make is like I don't have an issue with them as players in the squad because they're not net negatives. There are people who are net negatives that will be getting game time next season. Like Bruno is a net negative to the squad, and he will be playing every week.
I knew you were going to mention Bruno.
I'm just saying, like,
I don't know, like, what do you really think? Like, because Bruno and Rashford present quite a problem for us. Because people say they are our best players. Today, I saw a debate going on Twitter about Nani and Rashford.
Nanny's better than him.
That was pretty funny to see.
Who was saying Rashford's better?
Yeah. Yeah, that happened. I'm sorry, guys. Please just it's not even about watching highlights. Just Nani was just, guys, he was an incredible winger. Like he unfortunately he was frustrating, but that's because he took risks and he did things. And what you're seeing Vinicius Junior do now, Nani was doing it. I think Vinicius is more of a goal scorer, but like,
how could you watch Nani and watch Rashford and even compare them? Like Nani was so much better.
Yeah,
it's like it's not even a little bit. It's like he was way better. Like he was way better than him. Like it's just crazy to me, and it's like because he was like a squad player in a great team or in a great team. People just kind of like assume that like he wasn't. Bro, this man was scoring bangers after bangers after bangers. Like big game player. Like, bro, like don't disrespect that man, bro. Like, don't put some like this man was not no small boy. Like,
not. But this is what I mean, because people are like, that's how much they rate Rashford. That's how much they rate Bruno. Because it's not that I think these guys are bad. I just think I'm struggling to see how they're going to fit in Amorim's system, because those 10 positions are really the only positions they can play. Right. And to play in those 10 positions, you saw with Ahmad today, very good in tight spaces, tenacious, able to carry the ball, able to dribble into space, able to dribble without space, speed of thought, able to receive under pressure. All these things are things that Bruno struggles with. Okay. Rashford, he's lost a step, and that's me being kind. He's not as explosive as he used to be. His decision making is still of the level of someone that's much younger. Does he still have a good shot on him when he gets into the box? Yeah. But, again, he struggles when it comes to tight spaces and tight marking. He really doesn't look like someone that wants to be tackled. There are wingers that want you to tackle them because they will get past you. Rashford doesn't want you to tackle him, right? That's the problem. And for me, those 10 positions are crucial. So I don't know what Amorim is going to do. This is where, again, Ineos needs to be strong and be like, listen, we need to raise funds for the kind of change this team needs. If you sell these 2 assets right now, we can probably raise 120 million pounds. Are you telling me a Manchester United that sell an academy player like Rashford will be FFP hamstrung? You're not. We'll be able to do so much in the market. It's crazy. Like, this is why like I get frustrated, because I'm like, people are like, why are you hitting on Rashford? I'm like, no, I'm looking at Manchester United. You're an academy lad. If we sell you for a lot of money, we'd be able to rebuild this team. So I don't know. I truly
I don't think they're very sellable assets. I'm gonna be real. That's that. Like, I just don't think they're. I don't think people are looking to buy.
I think we can. Honestly speaking, if we put 50 million pounds on Rashford right now, I think there'll be at least 2 to 3 teams that'll be looking at him. I still think someone will take a risk at him. Someone like crazy like Arteta will be like, well, let's go. Like he took a risk on Havertz, guys, for 65 million pounds. And Havertz hasn't done shite in the Premier League. At least Rashford has done something. At least done some things. So if you're telling me 50 million, Arsenal wouldn't take a chance at that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think they would.
I'll believe it when I see it type of thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I don't see a team spending like 60 million on Bruno. I don't see it. I don't see it. I just think he's gonna
Oh,
be I think it's gonna be a Saudi thing. Like like
I think an Italian team would. I think an Italian team would. Not 60 million though. Maybe 40, 45. I don't think that's bad for Bruno. That's not bad
yeah,
for a good
he's
second
29.
midfielder.
He's 29. He's gonna be 30. I don't know, man. And he's on big wages. He's not on little boy wages. That's the thing. It's like the wages is always a thing. Like the wages has to come into play. Like these guys are making on fat contract. I think what is Rashford on 250?
Yeah.
Or higher than that.
So Rashford is on 3. I think he's on 300.
Yeah, Rashford on like 300. Bruno's on
270 or something like that.
Yeah, like
but
these teams aren't paying those wages. Like and
those
players.
Arsenal are paying quite a lot of money for Havertz. His wages are pretty high. They're paying at least 200,000.
Yeah, I can't see them paying 50 million for Rashford. I really can't.
I don't know. We'll see.
Bruno's only hope is AC Milan for him. Yeah, EPC's division, the potential squad building we could do with these names off the books could change. Oh, absolutely. Listen. I see the vision. I see the listen. I've been seeing the vision. I don't think other clubs won't want to invest in those players. I'm just being real. Like I can't see it.
I don't know. I kind of see it because here's the thing. A lot of people are going to be like, Manchester United have been a toxic place. It's probably United that's the issue, not the players, right? So I think again with Arsenal, if you're Arsenal right now, you're looking at okay, they need to replace Martinelli. That's just the reality. They need to. Yeah. Who are you going to go to? Who are they going to go to, right? Because Arteta is not going to want to take a risk.
Yeah.
He's under huge pressure right now.
Yeah.
What are you going to go for, right? Yeah. So he's not going to go for some foreign player. He's going to try and get and buy someone within the Premier League. Now, what left winger can you get in the Premier League that's really good? Mitoma, maybe? Brighton are going to rinse the hell out of you. Brighton's not going to ask for what? 80, 90, 100 million for Mitoma? Yeah, because they can right now. Why should they sell for cheap? So a cut rate price on and him saying, listen, I can get the best out of Rashford is maybe an better deal for Arsenal because I don't think they have the money like that either. They spent a lot of money too, guys. So I don't know. We'll see. Neymar just got really injured, and these Saudi club are going to bid him. So Bruno might be someone they look at.
No, I agree. I think Saudi 100%. I completely agree. That is a market for him. Absolutely. I just think about it like this. Remember when there would be Paul Pogba rumors, right? Like, oh, Real Madrid are interested in Paul Pogba, and they snipe him away. All like there used to be the drama of, oh, Paul Pogba might leave for Real Madrid, like, or Lukaku, like when he was about to leave, like there was tons of interest from there was tons of interest for Lukaku. Like I've never seen those rumors for Bruno. I've seen the rumors for Rashford a bit. I've seen the rumors for Rashford, the PSG thing. Bruno, I've never seen it. I've literally never seen it. I don't remember any like, oh, Real Madrid or like Bayern Munich interest. Like maybe I don't know. Was there a Bayern Munich? I don't think so. But like,
I don't think those teams need a player like Bruno. That's the problem. So the question for Bruno Fernandes is, I think someone in Italy will look at him, and AC Milan will probably be desperate. But do they have the money? I don't think they do.
No.
Inter Milan, if they're looking to strengthen and some more players into their midfield, could look at someone like Bruno Fernandes. I think he'd do really well in Italy.
No money.
Again, they don't have the money like that.
Inter Milan literally they operate off the free agent market.
Yeah,
like they get everyone like Thuram, like all these players, bro. They literally get them from the free agent market. Like it's they're like these teams just don't have the money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and these players aren't going to just take pay cuts. Like, why would they do that? Why would they take a pay cut?
Well, it depends on let's say you make a good point about the replacements, Uthman. I would say we could do it would probably be a hard deal to do, but like player plus cash deal for maybe someone like Kvaratskhelia might be something you could look at. Because again, if they lose, plus, hey, they just signed McTominay. He's doing really well. Bruno Fernandes, I think Conte would love a player like Bruno Fernandes. Like, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I agree because he runs all day,
Yeah, he
energy.
does.
Yeah, like
GA merchant.
Yeah, no, listen, Napoli might be the team. You know what? You might have just figured something out, Brian. I might need to hit up Conte and say Bruno Fernandes. That is the missing piece. That's what's gonna take you over the top in January. If you get Bruno, the Serie A is definitely yours, guaranteed. That's what
it could be. Give us Cavestelia. You can have Bruno Fernandes. I think everybody would be happy.
Napoli fans would riot.
No, to be fair, they were very like when McTominay was linked to Napoli, I was looking at some of the pages from Napoli fans, and they were like, this guy looks strong, looks powerful, and he's doing well for them.
No, he is doing well. I have to give him credit because he's doing well. Like it's him, it's Billy Gilmore, and it's Zambo Anguissa, and they're doing their thing.
Yeah. Like Bruno would look pretty good in the Italian league, if I'm being completely honest with you. So he could be a player that they look at. I would love to sign more players within the Premier League, though. We've been looked at Eze as someone that we could play his release clause. In one of those 10 positions, I think he would look pretty good. My problem with Eze is that he drifts in and out of games. So I don't know how he would look if he came to a side where there was a lot of pressure. So yeah, Ineos have a lot of work to do. Amorim, like you said, I'm excited too because we need to come in and we need to get this team coached. Today was grab.
Absolutely.
There's really not much that we didn't talk about the game much because really there was not much to say outside of listening.
Yeah.
Amad Diallo, it made no sense why Ten Hag wasn't playing you. I'm so happy for you because that bald man was about to kill your Manchester United career. You're free. Please keep on performing because this attack needs it.
Yeah, listen, the game was just the appetizer for a great conversation. That's all that was.
Yeah.
And Ahmad, man. Yeah, no, Ahmad, listen, he's next up, man. He's next up. You have to trust the young G, man. You have to trust it. You just have to trust the young G, man. Just let him do his thing, man. Just let him
technical score headers.
Bro,
that's cold. That was a really good header.
His first goal was a header.
I remember. And the Europa League, I think,
it was cold too. It was a cold header because I remember Bruno played a great ball.
He did.
And it was a perfect header. And we never saw him after that. We just never ever saw him after that. Like he scored this amazing goal and we never see him again. I'm like, what?
You know what it is? And it's kind of weird. Amman might just be that kind of player that doesn't like shine in training. That may just be what it is.
Maybe, man. Maybe.
I don't know because there has to be some kind of explanation, right? Because Ole, they shift him off. Ten Hag didn't really play him. And Ruud van Nistelrooy now is only just maybe trying to trust him. So I don't know. He might be just that kind of player that just does well on match day.
Yeah, sometimes
I don't know.
Sometimes managers just, I don't know, or clubs just have this. I just can't see how you see, like, again, I can't see how you see Garnacho and you see Ahmad, and it's just like that. This is the one that's the better one. I can't wrap my head around it personally, me. But I hear it. Like maybe Garnacho's sick in training. I don't know. It's like I always used to say Fellaini must be fantastic in training. I used to say that all the time. Like Fellaini must have been amazing.
I think it's talent ID too, though, because I think this is something Sir Alex Ferguson was so good at, right? He knew he could identify, okay, this player is not really in training. They're not really going to be it. But come match day, Carlos Tevez was one. When in training, he was just not interested. But on match day, you could not touch this guy, man. He was unplayable. He ran everywhere. He was able to perform at a high level. And I think our players are overtrained, not overcoached. I think they're overtrained. We probably do maybe too many running drills. And this was a complaint I've heard with Ten Hag because sometimes you just look tired. Our players look like they don't have energy in their legs. So listen, there's so much Amorim is going to have to come in and adjust. I'm so glad he's bringing his own people in terms of coaching. This is the first coach that is bringing this number of coaches into the team ever. Like, honestly speaking. So I'm really hoping we're going to see a significant change with the players because there's so much regression with this team, with the players, with the system. There's so much. He has a good job on his hands if he's successful. Listen, he'll be a United legend instantaneously. Guys, if Amorim, listen, maybe it's too early to say this. But if this guy wins us a Premier League, bro,
Oh, he's
or
a
a Champions
legend.
League,
He's a
it,
legend. It's not
like
even,
you don't even understand. Like you would
he will
be
be goated. He will be goated forever. A Premier League, winning a Premier League.
yeah.
The first, obviously, the next man who wins the Premier League for Man United will be lauded to the heavens. Like that man will be lauded to the heavens. Like, and if Eminem,
They should get a statue too.
oh man,
I
oh
mean,
man,
dead
seriously,
ass, man. They should probably get a statue too.
if let's say he wins a Premier League in the next 3 seasons,
Yeah,
he's gonna have a job forever. Like, like,
probably. Maybe.
like the way Man United move, they'll probably just say, bro, they'll treat him like Klopp.
It'd be the club situation,
Be
right?
Klopp,
Where
exactly. They'll treat him like
yeah,
Klopp, exactly. Where it's just like, bro, you got the keys. You know, this is you. They don't want to fight. They don't want to sack managers. Like that's clear. They don't want to sack managers.
no,
So it's
he
like,
has so much work. And listen, this guy has to work, man.
no, yeah, man.
I don't know where else to go. Like I'll fully retire if Amorim doesn't work because I don't know where else to go. If I'm being honest with you.
Nah, facts, bro. It would be crazy. Question to Temi and Elite Pundit: are you guys concerned for our lack of PMP and physical flooring?
Yes, absolutely. It's a huge problem, especially in midfield and defense. That's why I think Brian Sweet's signing would be still be good for us as long as it's a reasonable price. And adding someone like Alfonso Davis on our left wing back spot again will be really good. You have Alfonso Davis, you have Dalot on the other side, PMP back and forth. They can do that all day. Brian Sweet, Euro, both fast, strong, tall players, and you can have Delits in the center of that position. He'll be fine because he can be the one that's aggressive and pushing out and trying to win the ball back. Center of midfield, Kobe Menu is fine, but he's still young, still developing. We still need, I'd say, Edison is one. I'm like, okay, yeah. If you add him, he's strong, he's fast, he does everything in midfield. And attack, the left side. I mean, both sides really, but if you have Ahmad, we were looking at least we were linked to this, I think, Lille winger Zaragoza or Zaragoza. I don't know how. Like I haven't watched him extensively enough, but I don't know. Now, my dream would be to sign Kudus, but he's going to be too expensive. So if Ahmad is being given the keys to that right side, we probably need a cheaper winger.
Yeah. I definitely think we need more athleticism in the team. I think that's clear. I think we need more of everything, but we definitely do need more athleticism. Up top, our fullbacks. Listen, Mazraoui very technical, not the greatest athlete in the world. Diallo's a very good athlete, but we need more athletes who have ability on the ball. Like the athlete, for me, my frustration has always been the athletes we do have aren't the most, they're not the most technically gifted, and then the ones who are technically gifted maybe don't have the most athletic ability, right? So we need a mixture of both. We need to get back to having players who have pace but do also have technical gifts. Like Ryan Giggs had all the pace in the world, but he also had tech. Like you feel me? Like he had a ridiculous amounts of tech. You feel me? Wayne Rooney, pace, tech. Tevez, pace, tech. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And there's going to be players who have more of one, more pace PMP than tech, and then vice versa. But you do want like the
balance.
You want a baseline floor of both. You know what I mean? Like you want athletes in your team, you want technical players, and that's how you build out good teams. Like these men, like Man City's team has a lot of athletes.
It does.
Like don't let the silky football. Like there's a lot of athletes, especially defensively. Like tons of athletes. Like you know what I mean. So we
should get Nunes out of them, man. I would.
I'm telling you, they're never gonna sell him. Like When is the last time we've seen a direct City to United deal? When's the last time we saw this?
It's rare, but you never
Yeah,
know.
bro. Like it's
You
I
never
just
know.
that one to me is just like a pipe dream. It's never happened.
I would love it,
Like
man.
we're never getting a player from Liverpool, and we're never getting a player from
No,
City.
Liverpool is just there's no chance of that. City, there's a lot of arrogance there. They think they're far away better than us, so which they are, to be fair.
Mm.
But midfield, yeah, we need that physicality. Baleba would be a good shout, JJ. I wouldn't say Ugarte. We still need Ugarte. Like, guys, you need a squad. I think sometimes you need someone like Ugarte who's going to come into that midfield and do what he does. But Edison would be great. If you have Edison from Atalanta, that would be great. I just the passing range too. The thing with Amorim, does he really need someone that passes pretty far all the time?
Mm.
I don't know. He likes a lot of short passing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he likes in his teams.
Yeah. I mean, we shall see, man.
We'll
We
see.
shall
Yeah.
see. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting, man. Guys, we appreciate everyone being, locking in with us and having a good time. Over 70 people still with us, which is dope. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We're gunning for 900 subscribers now, so let's make it happen, people. I'll do shout outs real quick. Shout out to JJ, shout out to Josh, shout out to Uthman, shout out to Michael Boa, shout out to Arena Talks. Shout out to Kobe M. Shout out to so many comments. So many comments. Shout out to Kingsley. Shout out to Nick Fadley. Shout out to Goozy Main. Shout out to so many people. It's great. Shout out to Chow. Shout out to Favor. Shout out to, I think we got everybody. I think we got everyone. Yeah, super dope, man. Appreciate everyone for locking in. Make sure to follow Brian on all his platforms. Professor Fragrance on TikTok and the Elite Pundit on Twitter. Appreciate everyone. As always, hit the like button, people. Hit the subscribe button, and we will talk very, very shortly. All right.
Peace.
Peace.